I remember back in college, I went to Southeastern Louisiana University, same school that Robin Roberts went to back in the day. In fact, we went during the same time. I had met this girl one night, and she was saying some sweet stuff to me. And she knew who I was, everybody kind of knew me as the guy from LA and stuff like that. So we talked, and I would see her around campus a bit. And she wasn't really my type, but she was kind of cute. And she was somebody that I wouldn't mind kicking with, at least for a while, just somebody to be with. Well, I remember one night I ran into her. We started talking, and she told me at that point she was seeing another guy. He was on the football team, and I'm going to call him Jerry Rivers. And when she told me she was seeing Jerry Rivers, I wanted to shake my head. I knew better, but okay, you dating Jerry Rivers. All right. Well, a couple of days later, the word had gotten out. Jerry Rivers had his way with her, and after he finished, his friends had their way with her, other athletes from the football team. In other words, they ran a train. And if you don't know what the expression run a train is, look it up in the Urban Dictionary. Essentially, it's rape. A lot of this took place in one particular dorm at the time. It was called Tucker Hall. And I never understood, because I think every freshman girl was warned about Tucker Hall. It wasn't a secret. It was in no way a secret what went on at Tucker Hall if you found yourself in that dorm. Now, I guess there were some guys that, they had real girlfriends, and maybe those girls could go to Tucker Hall and leave unscathed, but for the most part, if you wasn't really hooked up with somebody and you ended up at Tucker Hall, you were going to be part of a party. It happened over and over. And again, I never understood why girls were constantly warned. They were constantly told of the stories that happened at Tucker Hall, but it didn't matter. For some reason, it wouldn't happen to them. And how can I say this? I wasn't an athlete, so I didn't live in Tucker Hall at the time. I did move in Tucker Hall later when it ceased to being the athletic dorm. But I did hang with athletes sometimes. For example, if I was in the cafeteria at lunch and I was at the table by myself, athletes usually came to sit at the table with me. It was that type of thing. So I remember one day at lunch, we were sitting around talking, a bunch of athletes sat at the table, and they started talking about their exploits at Tucker Hall. And it's funny because the word rape is never used in the first person. It just isn't. Nobody ever says, I rape. But when you listen to the stories and the girls he was naming and stuff like that, I was shocked. And, some of the guys who participated, they were like sort of upstanding citizens, if you see them now. But that's the way it was. So I always wondered, Why risk Tucker Hall? That girl that Jerry Rivers damaged, I know she was told about Tucker Hall, but she had between me and Jerry Rivers, she went towards Jerry Rivers. And what happened, happened. And no, I would never participate in the type of things that happened at Tucker Hall because the opportunity came. I always said no, I wouldn't do that. That was me. I wouldn't do it. But there were guys who would, and guys that would pretty much surprise you. So it just always made me wonder, why? We know the guys weren't supposed to do what they did, but why would women put themselves, or why would girls put themselves in that situation when we know that they were warned? It's something that always kind of, it always perplexed me. The thing about it, you know, I'm talking about Tucker Hall, but there's probably Tucker Halls and college campuses all over the country. And these things happen on a semi-regular basis. So why do they happen? Especially when there's guys around that would not do the same thing to these girls. I've always wondered about that. So, what can I say? The legend of Tucker Hall. I don't even know if they tore the dorm down, because Southeastern tore down a lot of the dormitories that were around when I was there. And the Tucker Hall was there for quite some time when they tore down some of the others. So just, again, it just makes you wonder.